I think your career. I've never experienced the racial comments from being the NA favor. Fan base, or Connecticut's most hyped player went to the podium and started coming. Caitlin Clark finally sued Alyssa Thomas for barking racism about her fans. Because obviously you have to slap back when someone talks trash about the ones who love you from the bottom of their hearts and support you. Clark's fans are so pure that it's worth standing up for them, and Alyssa just exposed herself as being the brainless player even after playing 11 years in the WNBA. Well, maybe it's just the impact of playing in this hypocritical league. We all know what this really is. It's an attack on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's the wrong face for this league because her fans are so racist. Like, woman, don't you know what it will cost you for blaming Clark's fans of racism for your trash play in the playoffs? You better think a gazillion times before talking about this kind of stuff again, because Clark's fandom is not buying it. Alyssa Thomas' recent comments were pathetic and don't even begin to cover it. She's out here crying about Caitlin Clark's fans being racist because, guess what? She flopped hard. And rather than own up to her own dumpster fire of a performance, she chose to point fingers at Clark's fans. Really, Alyssa, that's what you're going with? This was a full-blown pee party with a side of everyone's against me. Like, who does she think? She's fooling? We all saw her tank that. There's no. Alyssa scored a hopping 8 points. Yeah, you read that right. 8 points. That's about as useful as a broken traffic light during rush hour. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here breaking records, propping 25 points per game like it's no big deal. And Alyssa wants to say her fans are racist. It's almost like Alyssa thinks people are supposed to cheer for mediocrity. But Alyssa, people cheer for winners, not whiners. And the best part, she's trying to act like she's some kind of victim. Girl, you've been in the league for over a decade and you're still pulling stunts like this. If you spend half the time practicing your shot instead of running your mouth, maybe, just maybe, you'd be putting up numbers worth talking about. Spare us the drama. Everyone's tired of it. Instagram and Twitter. These are choices we made. There's an easy way that the league doesn't have to get involved. The Indiana Fever don't have to do something to get you away from social media. Put your phone down. Don't download the apps. People weren't buying her sobbed story for even a second. She's out here trying to convince everyone that Clark's fans hate her because of her skin color while she's shooting 2 for 10 from the field. No one's got time for that nonsense. It's not racism, Alyssa. It's called being bad at your job. Maybe if you weren't dragging your team down every other game, people might actually support you. But no, keep crying about how unfair. It is while Caitlin Clark is out there putting on a masterclass every night and don't even get. Me started on the racial abuse claims 11 years in the league, and this is the first time she's ever said something like this. Please. Sounds more like a sorry excuse for playing garbage basketball than an actual issue. Everyone's got problems, Alyssa. You don't see Clark throwing a fit every time a fan heckles her. She's too busy scoring, leading her team, and actually doing something worth watching. Maybe take notes. Caitlin Clark is cool to Clark. She's the actual slave that everybody else is exploiting for their benefit. Angel Reese included at the top of that list. Now Alyssa Thomas jumps in. Aw, let me get my piece. The worst part is she thought this little stunt would make her look good. Wrong move. All it did was make her look like an even bigger joke. Even the analysts who normally have her back were tearing her apart. When your own supporters are embarrassed for you, it's time to rethink your life choices. Instead of deflecting, how about owning up to the fact that you just weren't good enough? But no, it's always easier to blame something else, right? Right?